Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me and watch this video. Today we will make a little sticky note holder, but this one will be geared towards Halloween. So I will use sticky notes just like this. The dimensions are approximately 3 inches by half an inch and 5 inches tall. I also purchased this cardstock from MaKala's. It's available right now. It's $9.99, but I believe this was 40% off, and it has total of 24 sheets. So from one, if you are making these as a little gifts or for craft show, I think that would be just perfect. And this cardstock, it is pretty thick, and I'm planning to use this one. I guess it's not that thick. It's almost like, it's a little bit less than the cardstock itself. It almost feels like, you know, the 12 by 12 paper that you get that is a little bit thicker. So we will use this. We will use 1 sheet of black cardstock. And I also purchased from MaKala's this paper collection, which is called Midnight Moon. It's, again, it was $12.99, 40% off. So it's available right now at MaKala's. It's total of 90 sheets. And they are 2 sheets, actually 3 sheets per design. So we will use this. And I really like this collection because this is nice as a background, but it also has some little tags, I guess, that would be beautiful as a front for something. And maybe we will make another project for Halloween. So as you can see, it has interesting paper on the inside that we can use. Here is another one with the little messages for Halloween. I think that would be just so cute to have something small in your pocketbook, or even keep it on your desk, that it's geared towards Halloween. So to make this cover, we will use the cardstock, and I am gonna base the dimension. It's gonna be based on this, which I'm planning to use on the front of our notebook. So this is 4 inches by 6.25, but I will cut some of this off because I think it's going to be just a little bit too tall. Okay, 6.25. We're gonna cut it to 5 and 4.5. 6.25 and 4.5. So the height we will make 6.25. And let's score this. So we know that the front we want 4.5. We will make 1/2 inch spine. So we're gonna score at 5 and 9.5. So let's fold the scores. I will burnish them to make this nice crisp fold, and we will fold this. Now, this is what I'm making. So, this actually will be the front. So, we got the back, we got the 1/2 inch, we got 4.5 inches, and whatever it's left over, we will fold it the opposite way, just like that. And I will glue this. Spread this a little bit. So now we have this piece left from the cardstock, and this part of that I will use as a closure. So to make this just a little bit easier on us, I will also score this. So I will score at 2 inches, 2.5, and 4.5. The 4.5 inch score, the last one, so we got 2 inches right here, 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, and right before this score we will just cut this off. This way I don't have to worry too much about measurements. So this is what we have, and I'm planning to use this as a closure. So the front of the closure, what we're gonna do, we will trim it, and we will make this almost like a V shape. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut this, and I need to see what I'm doing, but according to my board, I'm trying to make this little V shape almost on this side. So I'm gonna cut it from 1 inch and 1/2 inch on this side. I'm gonna cut this off, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. So you see that was 1/2 inch right here, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And this is a little bit more than 2 inches, so let me trim this. So the width actually is 2 inches. And now I am gonna also trim to make that V-like shape right here and cut this off. So this is what we are ending up with. And this I wanna use as a closure. We'll see, maybe we need to readjust this size, but I don't think we will have to. So just on the cover itself, pay attention where the front is going to be, and I think we will work on the front first. So what I want to do, I want to actually apply this onto the front. And as you can see, we don't have much room in here, so I will just trim this. So because the background is black, I am gonna trim the top, and let's see. I think that's gonna be just great. So I'm gonna trim just the bottom portion of it. And you don't have to be too fussy with that because we are using black cardstock, and this has a black border, so you can trim this as you like. Now For this, we will not glue the entire piece because I want to use this as a part of the closure. So you see, I want this flap to slide right here underneath, just like that. So we will not glue the entire piece. What we're gonna do, pay attention to your front. If this is gonna be the front, and it is gonna help you to identify it where the front's supposed to be and your closure, maybe you wanna make a little mark on the opposite side so you know that you won't put the glue right here on this side. What would also help you is, if you overlap this, you can actually make it mark, you know, up to where you want to apply the glue. And we're going to do something like this. So I'm going to apply glue on this portion, and this I will leave it free for the closure to kind of get there. So let me apply the glue just like this. Now the front is going to go over here by the edge. I'm going to position this right here where there is no glue, and we will apply it just like that. Now over here, I'm squishing just a little bit to have that ease of placing the closure. And now we can squish this. So let's squish the glue to make sure that this all adheres. And as you can see, this will be the closure. So it's almost invisible. And I think this is going to be just such a beautiful look. As you hold this and you know where your closure is going to be, we need to position this on the back, just like that. Let's open this up and we will glue it just like this. So I am going to put my spatula to kind of highlight that where I want to position this. And now I'm going to apply the glue and position it according to my spatula, just like that, with the first score on the outside of this edge. Okay. So now, as you can see, we have our closure done. And as of right now, it's a little bit stiff because we did not close this yet. So this will be our cover. And if you want, you can make this just a little bit smaller, if that's what you prefer. But I'm gonna keep it just the way it is. So now we will work on decorating the inside and the outside, the back portion of it, and the spine. Okay, so for the back and the spine, I think I'm gonna use this. For outside. So now let's just double check the measurement. This is 4.5 by 6.25. So we're gonna cut this to 4.25 by 6. And for the spine, me just trim this. For the spine, I'm gonna cut just a little bit less than half an inch, so like maybe 1/16 less. So this is the spine, and the height will be also 6 inches. So now this is not really like a cardstock. It feels almost like a little bit heavier paper, copy paper, but on a heavier side. Okay, approximately 1/8 of an inch border all around. And this is the cover. So I think it's coming out really, really cute. Since we are working on the back, I am gonna put my MaKala sticker. Why not? Right here. And now we will work on the inside. So for the inside, we will use the notepad or a sticky pad. And we will position it right here, but closer to the edge. The reason why we put closer to the edge, because we have a closure in here, and you want this part to be really nice and sturdy when you close it. See, so it's going to be perfect dimension. But before we glue this, we will decorate the inside. Okay, so for inside, I'm going to use this paper. So we will need 6 inches, and actually we're gonna use 4, I think that was 4.5, 4.25. I'm gonna cut it this way first, 6 inches, so we don't have to play too much with this. 6 inches, that's the height, and then 4.25. Another piece, 4.25. And we will need 1 piece for the spine. Let me trim this a little bit so I can see where we need to cut it. So for the spine, we're gonna cut just a smidge less than half an inch. And that will be for the inside. Now we also have this left from the cardstock. So we're gonna cut this to 6.25. Gonna cut this down, and this actually measures 2.25, and I'm gonna cut this down to 2 inches. Since we have the cutting board out, this is also the page from this collection, and I will use this design right here, this one, but I need to measure. This is perfect. This is a little bit less than 2 inches. This is about 1.75 inches, which will work beautifully. And what I'm planning to do is apply this onto this black piece that we cut it. So if this is 6.25, we need to cut this piece to 6 inches. Okay. All right, so I think for now we are done with the cutting. So I'm gonna take this piece and I will apply this right on top of it, just like that. And that will be the packet. Let's make sure that this is stuck. And now we will glue these pieces just like that, right here. And I'm going to start with the spine. You know, I think this project would be so nice for maybe for your kids. When they go to school, they got little sticky notes with Halloween theme, or, you know, for work. I think this would be just perfect. Okay, and now we said that we're going to use this as a packet, and we will glue it right here. So because it's a packet, we're going to put glue only on 3 sides. Just like that. So I also purchased these little cards, and you can see we can put them right here. It has quite few different ones, so you can put any one you want. They were also 40% off at MaKala's. I think they are so cute. So now we will work on a notepad and little pen holder right here. And as you can see, this is going to be really cute. Now, for this, I do want to actually decorate the front page. And I'm thinking of putting this in here, which will match. So let's pre-cut this to size. And we said that the notepad is about 3 inches. So I want to make sure that I capture the entire design. So my 3 inches, I think it's going to be somewhere here. And 3 inches right here. All right. So as you can see, I have 3 inches to capture those little bottles. And this will be the cover for our sticky notes. So I don't want this necessarily to be that long, so I'm gonna cut it just about here. I'm not really doing any measurements because that will be hidden on the back. And I am not gluing this on the top in here. We will just glue it to the top of the sticky notes and the back. So we need to position this so it's nice and straight. And now we will just fold just like that on both sides. So let me just fold that nice and straight. And in here. Okay. And we're gonna put this just like that. Now as you can see, this is too long. I'm gonna have to trim this a little bit, but not too much, because I don't want to see that notepad from underneath. But I'm going only by eye. So here it goes, and that will be perfect. So now we're gonna apply the glue only to this back part and a spine. Okay, and when I position this, I'm positioning from the front, because I want to make sure that my front is perfectly aligned. And now we just glue it this way. So let's make sure this adheres. Just like that. And how cute is this? I think this is beautiful presentation, very nicely organized. And this, since this is only for Halloween, I don't think we need to make it removable. So let's just glue it and position this right here. Okay. And now we just need pen holder. I got a green one, but I got more of those. I bought them also at MaKala's. I really like these. They are a little bit shorter than your standard pen, so they are just great for those projects that are a little bit smaller. So I think this will look perfect. So I have a little bit cardstock left from previous project. So I will just cut approximately, let me see, this is 2.5. I like to use 2 inch, so I'm gonna cut 2 inches. And now we will score this as we normally do for the pen holder, which will be 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. Now the last score, we will cut this off. Now we fold this and glue it. Just like that. Let's make sure this is all stuck. Okay. And now we can position this. So I'm gonna apply the glue, and because there is certain way I want this to be here. So as you can see, I am gonna put this down with the pen already in, just like that. Let me remove the pen and let's squish this to make sure it adheres. Okay. And here is our project. Now, to close this, I don't think it's that difficult, but if you want this to be a little bit shorter, we can trim this, and I think I will. So I will trim this about 1/2 inch, make this 1/2 inch shorter, and I can still create the angle. I think shorter piece is going to be just a little bit easier to close. Okay. And now, as you can see, here is the closure. I think it looks really nice, very elegant, professionally made. So I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy this project. I think it came out adorable for Halloween, just perfect. If you liked it, please hit like button, share, comment, subscribe. All of those things really help my channel grow. I would really appreciate if you could do that for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.